Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to the next one, which is infrastructure development in India under colonial region. Very, very important topic. Okay. So over here, infrastructure like railways, right? Whenever I'm saying about demographic, you are getting birth rate, death rate, all that. Infrastructure like the roads, railway, and all that. So over here, this was the only sector where Britishers contributed. Okay. So some efforts were made by colonial regime to improve the infrastructure facilities in India, such as railways, ports, water transport, post and telegraph, but these efforts were spiced with selfish motive, right? Though they were introducing all this thing, but their motive was hidden behind them. The real objective of Britishers behind infrastructure development in India was to subserve various colonial interests and not to provide basic amenities to the people, right? For example, so over there, the main motive was to serve their country, not the India. So over here, for example, this is India, right? And the Britain is here somewhere, right? So over here, for example, I need to, transport something from here to this port, right? Right now, it was taking a long time. So that's why Britishers thought that let's construct the railways. Let's construct the good roadways like that. And let's construct the airports. Not airports, the post, telegraph, ports, and so many things, right? So over here, infrastructure development, they just thought of this. Okay. And then construction of a weather road. So this is why, so sorry, what I did. Okay. So over here, these were the things. Basically, this was the main motive of Britishers to do all this thing. Now, first infrastructure development was construction of all weather roads. All weather road is basically that it's most of the roads are local, like the Kachi roads, right? So over here during rainy season, they are not sustainable, right? But all weather roads, they in all weather they can sustain. So road construction in India prior to the advent of British rule were not fit for modern transport. They always remain an accurate shortage of weather roads to reach out to the rural areas during the rainy season, right? So you know that rural areas, they don't have the all weather roads, so it was very difficult to reach those areas. Naturally, therefore, people mostly living in these areas suffered grievously during natural calamities and famines, right? So the British constructed modern roads in India, which primarily serve the purpose of, first of all, mobilizing the army within the India. For example, this is India. Over here, the war began. So they can easily mobilize the Indian army, right? But for example, there is no roads, nothing. So of course, it will be very difficult. A war needs sudden quick actions, but that's why they did it. And second, drawing out raw material. Of course, they wanted to make India the exporter of raw material. They are exporting the raw material from India. So overhead, they needed railway station, the ports to send this to far England and other foreign countries. That's why they constructed the roads. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first you will write infrastructure development, then you will write this paragraph, then you will write first construction of all weather road like this. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
construction of all weather road, you will not write all this thing, right? I'll tell you what to write. Just first write till here.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first you will write construction of all-weather road. Then the thing is that you will write this. The Britishers constructed modern road till here. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to second one is introduction of railways. So British introduced railway in India in 1850. You have to remember the date. And it is considered as one of the most important contributions. So railway affected the structure of Indian economy in two ways. So first of all, you will write till here. Then you will put the next question. How? I'm just putting a question mark here so that you'll get to know. You'll write how railways affected the structure of Indian economy, right? So then you will write the railways affected the structure of Indian economy in two important ways. On the first hand, it enabled people to undertake long distance travel and thereby break geographical and cultural barrier, right? For example, earlier from here, if you have to travel here, you don't have any source, right? There was a barrier, right? But still, because of railways, you can easily travel from one place to another. But on the other hand, it forested commercialization of Indian agriculture, which diversely affected the self-sufficiency of village economy in India. So, of course, if railways are being introduced, so people are forced to produce instead of food crops and all that, the trees and all that, all the agriculture lands and all that, because to introduce railways, you need space. So, the agriculture land, all that, that came to the government control. The volume of India's exports undoubtedly expanded, but its benefit rarely occurred to the Indian people. Thus, the social benefit which the Indian people gained owing to the introduction of railway were overweighed by the country's huge economic loss. So over here, though British have introduced this railways and all that, but everything was the biodiversity loss, the ecological loss, everything was of India, right? So though it was a good thing, it brought something economic to our country, but on the other hand, the loss which we faced, that was very high. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, could you explain the question part, like what do we have to write?
We will first write introduction heading, introduction of railway in India. You will write till here. Okay. Then you will write how the railway affected the structure of Indian economy. Right. Then you will write on the first hand it affected like this, on the second this. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now the last part, development of inland trades, and this is the next thing which they did. So see, along with the development of roads and railways, the Britishers also developed a few other things like the trade and this. So however, these measures were far from satisfactory. See, first of all, inland waterway also proved uneconomical, and in the case of Coast Canal on the Orissa coast, though the canal was built at a huge cost of government, yet failed to compete with the railway. So over here, they built the inland canals and all that. But see, if I'll ask you that you have to come from Saudi to India through waterway and through railway, which one you will choose?
Waterways.
Waterways. Okay. And others, what you will choose, Vanisha?
Ma'am, railway.
Yes. Why? Because waterways is basically it will cost you a lot. Plus, it is very, you can say, time consuming thing. Yes. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's why what you have to do, we always choose this. So over here, these Coast Canal, they were unable to compete with this. Second, the introduction of electric telegraph in India, which supports the purpose of this, but like the law and maintaining and all that, but they were very expensive. Not common people can use it. Plus, postal services, despite serving useful public purposes, they were inadequate. They were not available everywhere. For 100 people, there was one post office. So that was the thing. So though they developed it, but they were not satisfactory. Why? Because of these three reasons. Clear? So you will write development of Indian and then you will write the entire paragraph. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, girls, are you done?
Ma'am, the last one.
Okay, okay, do it. Good evening, Rumesa. You can just wait for 1 minute, okay?
Good evening, ma'am. Yeah, sure.